Welcome back to the Her Fertility Podcast. I'm Jess Tims, a certified fertility doula, and I have been supporting women and couples on their fertility journey for 4 years now. I would say this is the most rewarding job I've ever done. It's so much more than that. It's so much deeper than just a job. It is my business, but it's work that has so much deeper meaning. And in today's episode, I'm going to highlight how having support has changed the lives of the people that I have worked with. Welcome to Her Fertility, the podcast revolutionizing the way women are supported on their fertility journey. In this episode, you get a sneak peek into a conversation I had with one of my most beloved clients, Heather. Heather's story includes pregnancy loss, IVF, and some deep fear around getting pregnant again.
I had 2 miscarriages at that point, and I was able to share the loss and the grief of that. That was just really healing for me. And this was before I started my IVF process. And after my IVF transfer, I felt that I needed more support because I still had all of that grief and loss in my head from the previous miscarriages. I needed the support. Even being pregnant, it wasn't the same as for another person finding out they were pregnant. It was a different experience for me. So I definitely needed that extra support. I had my family, I had my husband, I had doctors and friends and things like that. But you still feel isolated, even with all those people around you. It's nice to have a voice in your ear almost, or a buddy, or someone you feel like they're on your shoulder all the time, with you through the process. And you definitely gave that for me. And I felt a different type of support through the process and a different type of uplifting that I couldn't have gotten through anyone else. Literally feeling like I had a person with me all the time moving through the experience. For me, that was huge. I didn't realize how much I needed that guidance and that support, but I did. And it was really helpful. I felt like I could be a confident pregnant and non-pregnant woman before baby number 2. It was a successful transfer, but the pregnancy didn't last. Having you to be able to work through, I think, helped me to gain confidence to be able to do it again.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think without you, I don't know if I could have gone through the potential of more loss. But it definitely gave me strength to do another transfer and to just take my time.
I'm joined by a past client who shares her powerful story of finding hope and healing after 2 miscarriages. Together, we talk about what it really takes to move through fear, sadness, and uncertainty, and how emotional and energetic support can make all the difference.
I had 2 different miscarriages before working with Jess and was feeling really sad about my losses. And I just needed a space where I was fully supported. And I really felt that from Jess. I knew that even though the sessions were hard, afterwards, I would feel so much better. I think my favorite part of working with Jess is the amount of support that I feel from her. And that happens certainly during a session, but also happens just throughout. I felt like those early milestones in my pregnancy where I wasn't sharing those milestones with many people because I was so nervous about a loss, I was sharing them with Jess, and she was genuinely so excited for me and so hopeful, and also got that I was feeling scared. And that was just really helpful for me to have someone that I could reach out to who really understood what was happening. I really think that this is a space that is just missing from a lot of people's fertility journey, and really makes that part of the fertility journey so much easier and so much better. And so having that space was really nice and helpful. One of the benefits that I got from this was having the confidence to try again. And throughout that early first period of pregnancy, feeling like I had some tools and some strategies when I was feeling really scared or feeling really sad. And so that was very helpful for me. And now I'm well into my second trimester and feeling really good. And so, yeah, I don't know if I would be here without you.
This is a candid conversation with a client, Chantal, who lived her entire life with PCOS. And after working with me, she is now pregnant.
I went to fertility doctors who told me that they would be glad to start IVF. And I was like, okay, but wait a second. We didn't try anything else first. So that's kind of like when I turned to doing my own research and just trying to regulate the PCOS, hoping that that would regulate my period. Another big aspect was working with you, and the mindset was like everything. I could take all the vitamins, I could do all the right things, have the perfect diet. But if my mind was constantly telling my body, like, it's not going to happen, like, it's a dream, whatever, then it wasn't going to happen. So for me, that was a really big block. I was conditioned to not trust my body. I was conditioned to doubt my body. And so to undo that, of course, is hard work. And so I'm glad that, you are there to support me and others who want to do that. I think a lot of people suffer in silence, and that's part of what you do, is not only help us, but also spread awareness. Your work brings people together. When you have someone who understands without you having to explain, it can feel lighter to carry.
Have you ever felt called to support women on their fertility journey, but didn't know where to start? Maybe you've been through infertility yourself, or maybe you just know you're meant to help heal others. That calling is real, and right now you can join me for a free webinar where I'll teach you what a fertility doula really does and why it matters now more than ever. You'll learn how to start and grow your own practice even if you have no medical background, and why this work is changing the lives of women around the world. Save your spot now at herfertility.support/webinar, and let's create a wave of fertility support together.